What's up, shitheads? It's Ryan and Travis back with another episode of Dudes Talking Shit. Dude, this is episode number 40.
Dude!
Holy shit.
Dude!
That's fucked.
Sweet!
Sweet. Travis, I got a question for you.
Sure.
What's worse?
Okay.
Okay?
I love this
like
game.
on the scale of things.
Sure.
Being raped by a cop, a priest, a teacher, or like a boss or manager.
Oh, it's priest all day long.
You think that's worse?
Well, okay.
Because they're all like positions of power in like
So
different circumstances,
wait,
right?
We've talked about this before. There's legally there is no difference.
Right.
But there is a difference between rape and sexual abuse because of your power.
So in this case, let's use it to a flat example. So the same example.
So, and like just in case any listeners are jumping in on this for the first time, we've talked about this before. I feel like this needs a bit of context.
Oh, okay.
When we talk about like rape, we mean like the physical, like scary shit you would think of like someone being held down.
No.
And being forced upon.
I'm going a different direction. That in my thoughts, we can talk about that one too. But my thoughts were more of like let's keep it like a copacetic, like or not. I guess
like we're talking about an abuse of power, like someone being like, "Hey, you suck my dick, I'll give you a promotion. Hey, you let me fuck you, I won't give you this speeding ticket."
Bingo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All day a priest.
So you think a priest is worse?
100%, because think, okay, if you're a religious person,
Yeah.
that you're putting your trust in a priest.
And when we say
way,
priest, we're talking priest, reverend, father, fucking
yeah, sure,
sensei, whatever the fuck.
any religious leader.
Okay.
And you're putting your trust in this person, and you think that following the teachings and guidance of this person is going to create an afterlife for you, where you're going to transcend your physical body and your spirit and your soul is going to live on forever. So not only after this person has sexually assaulted or raped you, then you begin to question your entire religion. Like, we know there's scumbag bosses out there.
Yeah.
There's Harvey Weinsteins exist.
Yeah.
We know there's fucking shitbag cops.
Yeah.
There's lots of shitbag cops. What was the other one he said? A
Like
teacher.
A teacher.
Tons of shitbag teachers. Like, I think, dude, a lot of male teachers in high school are creepy. They're weird.
Well, you know how hard. So when we were in high school, there was no such thing as like you had some hot girls in your school, but none of them were like rockets. Like in hindsight, looking back compared to versus now, like look at how hot some of those high school girls are now.
No, I had one that's guaranteed like hotter than all those girls.
One student out of the hundreds. So
yeah, but she became a Playboy centerfold and cover model.
Right, and we've talked about this about my experience with one as well.
So
but even her,
you're saying there's lots of attractive.
Right, I don't think even then I don't think her as an adult was hotter than half the girls are now. Which is fucked up. This is really fucked up to say.
You gotta think though. Okay, so we went to high school. There's just enough of a gap between me going to high school and being in grade 12 and you being in grade 12 that I think things had changed, because social media was very, very prevalent all through high school for me.
For me, I'm not even positive there was MySpace yet. When I graduated before MySpace blew up. So like, it existed, but it wasn't like, I
was in grade 9 when MySpace came out.
Holy fuck. Yeah, I was graduated by then.
Like, we had full-on Facebook by the time we were in grade 10.
Holy fuck.
Right? So the girls were influenced in a different way. And then they had YouTube, which then we saw the rise of the makeup tutorial.
Yeah, okay.
And so I think it was a little, like, there was a lot of, like, now.
Dude, I graduated high school literally a fucking year after bell bottoms went back out of style.
What year did you graduate?
2003.
Really?
Yeah.
There's
So, like,
5 years in the difference. Yeah, there is 5 years in the difference.
so well, it was also weird because I lived in different provinces and
Yeah.
schooling worked different. There's no such thing as a certain grade there, but there is here, sort of thing. Anyway, it worked out to be something along the lines of it was probably 2 years after bell bottoms went out of style. Like, I'm like definitely yoga pants weren't really in when I started going. Like, we'll put it this way: girls wore you either wore pajama pants or like roots, like track
Joggers.
pants.
Yeah. No.
That said like roots or baby, like BA on one side and BY on the other cheek, little things like that. That was what was in style. Or jeans,
Dude.
or like kilts, like girls wearing like kilts with very minimal amounts under it.
So by the time I made it to grade 12, yoga pants had already been kicked out of schools.
Really?
Yeah. They had come and gone.
No shit.
Because girls started wearing them.
They weren't even yoga pants when I would have been finishing, man. Like they were tight on the hips and butt and maybe the thighs, but they weren't like all the way down the legs. They weren't skinny jeans or skinny pants. You know what I mean?
Man.
But
Do you remember the first time seeing like a hot girl in real life with a pair of yoga pants on? Like the first time you ever saw it?
No, I don't remember.
Dude.
Honestly, I really don't.
I like remember specifically a girl in my high school, like the first girl I ever saw wear yoga pants, and she wore them in gym class. And I think we would.
That's when they were still sheer too.
Yeah,
you bend over and you can see everything.
Boom, and like we would have been in like grade 11 or something.
Yeah,
and like they went like right up her butt crack, and I remember just all the dudes were like, "What the fuck are these? What are those?"
Yeah, that changed fucking everything.
Yeah, yoga pants were a game
So what about
changer.
this scenario? It's just because it technically is
How
considered.
the fuck did we get to yoga pants?
It's magic, is what it is. So the same. Let's keep this story the same.
Sure.
The
priest is
the,
worse.
the priest, boss, cop, or what were the other example?
Teacher.
Teacher.
That's how we got.
Okay. The teacher, cop, priest, fucking whatever. They're all 30 years old, just for a flat number. Okay.
Okay.
Just to keep the story the same. They're 30, and the subject or the rapee or whatever is 17. So technically, it's rape.
Wrong. It's like
You still think
unequivocally.
the priest? I don't think that it would happen anymore. That's the problem.
Sorry. Yeah, no, it probably wouldn't happen. At 17, it's most likely to be the teacher.
Right. So we think that's probably the worst because it's like.
Yeah. But no, man, I bet. Dude, when you think. So your frontal lobe doesn't finish developing to help you rationalize and make good decisions until you're like 23 or 24. Right? I think yours probably isn't done yet.
No, mine's still growing.
But it's 17. You can still not make those decisions. Like, not that you can't make those decisions, but you can be put in compromising positions much easier. And I bet there's a lot of young religious people that could be taken advantage of still at that age. But what do we know about priests?
Yeah.
They don't like them that
Okay, so they're number one, the worst. What's number two?
The cop.
You think the cop?
Yeah.
More so than
No, it's the No, it's the cop. It's the cop. It's the cop.
More than a manager even? Or like a boss or...
Yeah, it's the cop. Because the cop is who you're trusting.
You entrust them into the
society.
Keep your community safe and all that.
And not only that, they have such capability for legal physical force that it's the most terrifying. And then you, like, if a cop, it's an interaction you can't avoid. So let's say you're in a situation where a cop pulls you over and rapes you, right?
Yeah.
Next time a cop goes to pull you over, you have to pull over. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can quit your fucking job.
Well, so
Or like if you quit that job and then another manager came on to you, you could be like, fuck you, like I'm fucking out of here.
Right.
Like there's nothing legally mandating you to stay there.
Yeah, okay. What if the roles were reversed? What if the cop, preacher, I don't know, maybe would a lawyer count? No, a lawyer's not. A teacher, fucking whatever, like the position of power. What if it was a female that was 30 and the rapee was a 17-year-old boy?
Talked about this the other day. That young fella who went out and narked on that teacher, he needs to shut the fuck up.
So you think that there's there's probably very few males that are rape worthy by a female teacher.
We're disgusting.
Right. That would actually have an issue with it. And like the only reason that the teachers get in trouble is because parents finding out and freaking out, or word spreading through community or
Well,
whatever.
all that happens is the kid bragged.
Oh yeah, he bragged. No, that's exactly it. That's the correct word. He bragged, not went to file complaints.
No.
There's a difference between a brag and he tattled on, you know?
It got back. But yeah, but also that kid shouldn't brag. He should shut the fuck up.
He should.
Yeah, he had a good thing going.
But what if it was
A pluses and blowjobs? Like,
what if
tell
it was
me a better situation.
What if it was a 17-year-old that gets pulled over by a really hot Latina, big booty female cop?
Like, is she sexy? Or
Oh,
are
she's
we talking
fucking
overweight?
no, she's super sexy.
Okay.
And she finds out that, oh, well, this young gentleman here, 17 years old, has a fucking ball of cocaine in the car.
Okay.
I'll tell you what there, sir. I'll let you go, but I want you to fuck me and then give me your coke so that I can bring it to my fucking cousin that still lives in the ghetto named Juarez or something.
Are we
okay?
are they doing a little bit of the coke together when they're fucking? Dude,
Sure.
this is a porno.
That's what I'm saying. So now all of a sudden, is it less appropriate because it's the same position as.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, you just did.
I fucking hate when.
Well, don't
do that
lead
to
a
me
question
so
with a
much.
question.
Let's say that situation happens to you. A gorgeous cop pulls you over.
Yeah.
She's fucking beautiful. And she says, like, hey, listen, I want to take that bag of coke. All that needs to happen for this to be okay, you need to fuck me and fuck me good. I'm going to take that coke and we're going to go our separate ways. Would you not be like, yeah, sure, no sweat, man. Awesome deal. Let's go.
I would. I would. You know what? She don't even have to be that hot. She'd have to be like a solid 5.
And you'd be like, what a wicked day.
Yeah, you know that's
I
exactly.
got out of trouble for my looks.
You know what would be harder on you? So there's like the shame and the embarrassment and the guilt and maybe even the legal troubles of if that didn't go that way and it went the way it's probably supposed to. You know, you go
Yeah.
to jail for a little bit. And
Can I tell you why I think it's different, though?
why?
Is
Because
be-
we don't care as much.
So there's that. We are fucking horny all the time. And, like, we're just ready to go. Right?
Yeah.
And let's be real. When you get in that situation with the cop, once you start fucking, it's like a 95% chance that now you're going to take the dominant position.
Nice.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that's why it's so different with an abuse of power from a male to a female, because in every situation, she's forced into submission.
Yeah. So basically, Travis just said men are better than women.
No, that is not what I said.
I cornered you there.
You did, you dick. But I'm just saying why we've made this argument. Man, one of our listeners, I will not name this person, but
Like I want to fuck a sister too, because I don't know about can females be priests and stuff?
you don't have a sister.
I do, but no, I'm talking about like the religious one,
I
like
know.
fucking like the ones that live in a monastery or whatever.
Oh, dude, do you know what I'd love to do?
What?
Like, be like fucking a nun and smacking her in the ass with the ruler.
You ever seen Seventh Heaven? The show?
No.
Jessica Biel?
Mandy Moore?
No, Mandy Moore was not. She might have been a guest appearance, but she was not on the show.
Oh, Seventh Heaven is the midget from Grinch. Was in that, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Seventh
All right.
Heaven, like Beverly Mitchell.
Wait, what was another soap? Is that a soap opera?
No, it was like an hour-long drama / sitcom.
Oh.
Like it was basically, the show was basically the same as a sitcom, but it just wasn't funny.
So it was a drama.
Yes, but it was trendy enough that like kids would watch it. So picture like the OC before the OC, but more with family values.
Sure.
Okay, I don't know how to explain it. It was a fucking stupid
Sounds like
show. It was a
trash.
piece of shit, and I didn't like it, but I liked it back then. That's where I think that's where Jessica Biel came from. That's what
Where are
got
we going
her.
with this?
No, I was just saying those were very religious girls. I didn't fuck them. That's
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So one of our listeners had kind of said something, and she's female, and she was like, Oh, I think you're wrong about men being sexually assaulted. Like, I think they can be sexually assaulted.
It was in the news here in Halifax yesterday.
A dude getting sexually assaulted?
Dudes by a female, yeah, in a car.
Wait, multiple dudes?
Yeah,
At
she
the same
was like,
time?
just like, the same as you hear the story about a guy driving around, fucking being creepy on young girls or whatever. It was happening the other way around. A woman was driving around doing that to young men,
Man,
young boys, like
Again,
12,
it's
13 years
so
old.
different. It's oh wait, what? Yo, kids.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's not right. Like 16, 17-year-old, 18-year-old getting to fuck his
turn a
sexy
blind
high
eye.
school teacher. That's a dream. That's the fucking dream. Like I said before, my home ec teacher, if she told me I could fuck her for an A, dude, my dick wouldn't last long, but I would try real hard. But yeah, kids just playing off limits. No, that's unequivocally wrong.
What about? Do you think that's worse than bosses doing it for promotions?
Yes.
You think?
Anything with children?
No. I'm saying the 17-year-old student.
Jumping all over the place. You're confusing me.
Yeah, just keep up here. 17-year-old student versus teacher.
Yeah.
Do you think that's worse than 17-year-old McDonald's employee or employee
Again,
fucking
are
at a
we
warehouse?
Who is it, male or female in the position of power?
Male.
And female. And no, it's who's worse? Teacher. Because that's someone that young woman would still have to go to fucking school every day and see him.
Well, they could go to a different school.
But do you know how difficult that would be? Imagine leaving all your friends and stuff in the middle of school.
What if you leave your employment? The fucking thing that puts a roof over your head.
Yeah, you know what? Walmart's always hiring, bro.
Really? Because I feel like there's way more managers that inappropriately fuck their employees than there are students that get fucked by their teachers.
I agree.
What about... Yeah, I guess it doesn't... What about if it was like a college student? Like you're a full-blown fucking adult. You've done anal. And she fucks her teacher.
Why would you say you've done anal when you could just be like, you can buy beer?
I'm just trying to lay out a level of experience.
Okay.
Okay, so she's done anal. And she fucks her male professor for a better grade.
And is it him being like, hey, if you fuck me, I'll help you pass this course.
I guess
and
that does make a difference.
If you don't fuck me, I'll fail you. Or is it her being like, hey, I'll suck your dick for an A?
Ooh, I didn't really think of that dynamic. She says it to him.
That's like
what if that same situation?
He shouldn't do that.
Okay.
Like that's not right for him to do it.
Right.
But she shot her shot. I mean, good for her.
So what if she is a 17-year-old high school student that says to her physics teacher,
No.
Mr. Solomon, I will suck your dick for an A.
Kid. She's still a kid.
So, but I mean, okay, so
I know we're coming up with this weird definition of age, and I know that's the corner you're trying to paint right now.
Yeah.
But to me,
I'm just trying to rank what's the worst of the worst position of powers.
That's a hard and fast rule for me. Is like under 18 is like it can't be more wrong. I even have like real big issues with like guys in their late 20s, like early 30s, dating young girls like 18, 19, 20.
Yeah,
like,
it's weird.
It's fucked up.
You got to be at least 19 with a fake ID or something.
What?
Huh?
Why would a 19-year-old have a fake ID?
Well, so here in Canada, you have to be 19 in most provinces, but we have a lot of listeners in America that got to be 21. And I would never date someone that can't at least illegally go buy alcohol.
Go pick up a case of beer.
Right.
Yeah, dude. That's like what the fuck does a 30-year-old man have to talk about with a 20-year-old girl? Like, what are you gonna talk about?
Man, I barely have enough to talk. I'm 34. I don't have anything to talk about with a 34-year-old girl because they're into stupid shit. Stupid shit. Well, actually, if we can watch, the only thing I think we could watch is serial killer documentaries together. I'm like mildly interested in that.
You need to find yourself a girl who's like into sports.
No.
Or video games.
Nah. Because the thing is, I'm not as into stuff like that as people think I am. Like, I love watching sports, but I don't want to sit here and talk about, oh, this should have played. You should have threw the ball over to the defensive back and threw the block over this. Like, who fucking cares? You threw the fucking ball this way. This is the way it went down. Who cares? Head down in the corner. Fuck. I just like to watch it play out, have a couple drinks, have a good time, basically.
See what's happening.
Yeah, it's just fucking... That's all. I don't like to know about things. I like to just do
Overall,
things.
I think what we know is the priest is the worst situation because the priest is likely a child.
See, that's weird. I never would have thought that answer. I would have thought that would have been the least.
You have to think like that priest is taking away your belief in God.
See, this is where your experience in church versus my lack of experience in church makes our answers so different, because I don't know what goes on.
Who would you think is the worst? You think the boss.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Because that's especially like if it's just a rinky-dink job, like you know what the difference between a job, occupation, and career is, right?
Yeah.
So if it's just a job, it's fucking who cares? If it's your career, then it's like, you know what I mean? Let's say you work in like an investment firm or something.
Dude, I was about to use the same example.
An investment firm?
My mind. Yeah.
Really?
That's really weird.
And like, if it's something that's end game, or if it's in real estate, for example, and your fucking broker or whatever fucks you for more listings or this or that,
Yeah.
then that's your fucking career.
Or
like,
if he's like, hey, I'll get you this better stuff.
exactly.
Or I'll fire you if you don't do this.
Right.
Yeah.
Or we'll take less percentage off brokerage commissions on your sales.
Yeah.
So anything that advances your career.
Yeah.
If so, I think that would be. I think personally that's the worst, because that's like I said, that's your career. That's your bread and butter. What puts a roof over your head. Now, in my example of it being a student, like a 17-year-old that works at the fucking Walmart, and your shift supervisor fucks you in order for better shifts.
Yeah.
Then that's not as bad. You got the night shift. It's what you asked for, Sally. Like,
yeah. Well, I think it depends. This is such a fucked up conversation.
dude, this whole show, this whole concept is fucked up.
Dude, that's like, I can't remember if we talked about it last week. So Stephanie doesn't listen to the show.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, she was just like, it came up in her feed of the shit fetish.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure I hope people understand, or else there's a lot of compromising things I've said on the internet.
Oh, fuck.
But I hope people realize.
I'll never have a better career than this.
People must realize, like, a lot of what we say, it's a bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's comedy. But yeah, that's the part she caught, and so Ryan edited it, so the whole clip wasn't there. So it basically sounded like I said, I have a shit fetish. Or no, I said, if you're like me, you have a shit fetish. But right after that, in the actual episode of the podcast, I said, oh, I'm like fucking around. This is a setup. And he cut that out.
But I left it in the real thing.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, my girl did not think that was funny.
No, that's all right. Neither did I. So, dude, I have a multi-million-dollar idea for you.
Yeah.
Okay? This should almost be like a regular thing that we do, because every week we seem to have some stupid-ass idea.
Hold on, I gotta take a sneeze.
No! Fuck off. It's not taking a sneeze. You take shits and pisses. So, here's my get-rich-slow plan, because this is not a fucking overnight success sort of thing.
Okay.
It's going to take a database. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to take some legal fees. It's going to take some serious dedication before the payoff starts coming.
Sure.
So, basically, we need an audio file, a very high-quality one, of at least 1,000 different sounds of farts.
Okay.
At least 1,000. Like every type of fart. The quick ones that are like, pew, the ones that are pa, 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 pa,
Are these okay? So these are all live recorded.
Yeah, they're all recorded in individual files. So each one is its own file.
Yeah.
They all have different girths, lengths, freaking volumes, sound effects, sound ripples, everything, reverbs on them.
You had a wet one earlier today.
Oh yeah. So we have to have like maybe even thousands of fart tracks.
Okay.
And same deal with burps and sneezes and fucking coughs and like all like the bodily sounds that you make.
Yeah.
Okay. You copyright them and patent them. You own them now. Just like like someone out there
Like a laugh track.
similar, because people own specific laugh tracks and they're purchased essentially afterwards. Just like people own Happy Birthday, the song. You can't sing that with
Happy birthday.
Right, you're not allowed to sing that without paying someone. Now, don't get me wrong. When you're around in a room and you sing it, who cares?
No one's
but if,
coming for them royalties.
right, but you can't play that song on the radio or
Yeah.
in music or on TV or movies or whatever.
Sure.
Okay, you've got to cut it short after like 2 sentences or something,
Happy birthday.
something like that. So what if we did that with all of the bodily sounds? That way, anytime somebody needs to burp for whatever reason or laugh, what if we copyright laugh tracks and stuff like that on TV shows, movies, music? Anytime you hear a sound effect,
So wait, are you saying they would buy your sound effects?
they buy the right to use it for that film. What if the next Tom Hanks film, he's sitting in a bar at some point and drinks a beer and has to burp and look at his guy and say, well, that's it for me, or whatever his line is going to be. Tom Hanks can't burp. No, not allowed. We own that sound. We own it. You have to pay us.
Wouldn't work.
Why not?
Because it's
You haven't got a fucking clue. Why not?
no.
I own it though. I own that sound.
Yeah,
I
but
copyright
he's
it.
not replicating that exact, like whatever burp you have on there, no
Right.
matter how many, is not going to be the same as Tom Hanks's burp.
No, that's what I'm saying. Well, so do you know how movies are made? Because that when they speak in a movie, that ain't being recorded. They do all of the voice recording afterwards in a studio. They talk over themselves.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So when you hear bodily functions that have to be heard, those are all from like a different track, like a different noisemaker of some sort. That wasn't a real burp, that wasn't a real fart or sneeze. None of that was real. It was all made by like a studio or like
Right.
some
I did know that.
sound
Well, if-
engineer that like rubs two things together that sounds like
But
something
that's
else.
the other thing too, though, is like they're creating those sounds with different things. So if you tried to copyright a fart that came out of your asshole,
No.
they're going to be like,
we'll do those. We'll use those two things.
but then they'll have someone else make the same, like a similar sound.
So that's why we need thousands of them. So all the sound, they're all covered. They're all we own them all. We have every one of them.
Why are you doing so many Donald Trump hand actions today?
Because are you
Are you getting
he's
worked up?
lived my dream. Okay, he took a stunner from Stone Cold. No, but seriously, what if we owned them all and then you have to pay to use any of them? Like I said, get rich slow. Like you have to have the database, the copyrights, the freaking.
I think it'd be a very challenging enterprise.
You think so?
Very.
I got a name for it already.
What's that?
Pee poo achoo.
Ooh, that's good.
Not bad. Thought about that in the shower this morning.
I think what you would essentially be doing is you would really be offering your services as a sound effects department.
Yes.
That would be more your thing.
Yep.
I don't think that.
But I don't want to deal with explosions or doors creaking or fucking something dropping.
But then why would they get you if they can get one person who does everything?
Because those people don't own these sounds. That's what I'm saying. We own the sound.
I don't think you can own a sound like that.
I'm pretty sure you can. You must be able to own a soundtracks of some sort.
Can you copyright a fart?
I can't. This is the greatest answer ever. I can't wait for you to read it.
Someone's already asked Google the question.
Really? All right. What does it say? Hello?
I'm looking it up.
How slow is your phone?
It's not slow. It doesn't seem to have a very clear answer.
Well, let's see what old Google has to say about it then.
Sounds less than 10 seconds can't be copyrighted.
I just picked your voice
What I
up.
found.
Fuck. So we'll have dead air first. You can't. That's probably why Happy Birthday only sings for a few seconds.
Yeah.
So a sound less than 10 seconds can't be copywritten.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, I gotta get back to the drawing board.
Gotta head back, buddy. Good effort, though. I like the hustle.
Pee poo at you.
Pee-poo at you. I think there's
Rest
still...
in peace. It was a long-lived company in my heart, but not in reality.
Pee-poo at you. God, that sounds like it could also be like a fucking Pokemon. Pipuchu, go!
If you know how if someone breaks into your house and gets hurt, they can sue you.
Sure.
That's just the way it works.
Okay.
They got hurt on your property.
Correct.
Like you've heard many stories of, say, a criminal breaking into a house and they cut themselves in the window, but then they'll get charged with breaking and enter, but they're still gonna sue you.
Yeah.
If a robber break into my house and I have COVID and I cough on him, which I own those sounds because I just fucking made them, and I'm gonna keep this up. That must have been 10 seconds. I fucking own that cough gag track right there, okay, motherfuckers. So what if I do that with COVID on a guy, a robber? And he gets COVID-19 and can't go to work and has to, like, whatever his actual
Probably
job is.
doesn't have a job.
Do you think he could sue me because I gave him COVID intentionally?
No. Do you know what I really... Okay, this is a confusing
I'm surprised
thing to me.
home invasions haven't really went down. At least I haven't heard of them going down since everyone's supposed to be locked up.
This is a confusing thing to me. So, you know how in the United States, like, if you break into someone's house,
Yeah.
they're legally... Like, the owner of the home can fucking kill you.
I think that's only in some places, but yeah, I'm following along.
Right?
Stand your ground, it's called, or castle law or something like that.
Yeah. And we don't have those same laws in Canada.
Right.
Like, if someone breaks into your home and you kill them, you're in trouble.
Oh yeah.
You're in big
You
trouble.
said urine.
Urine. That is the number one rule I hate about Canada.
Guess what? If someone breaks into my house,
They're fucked.
I'm still gonna hurt them.
Oh, dude.
I got some things very close to me, physically right now, that will fucking terrify someone.
Like, I have 2 big dogs.
Yeah.
So let's say a guy breaks into my house, busts into my room, and my dogs attack him.
You got to put your dogs down, I think, legally.
But that person never should have been there.
No, absolutely. Oh, I agree. I'm not saying that should have happened. I think that's just how it works out.
Do you know what? I would legitimately... Actually, no, I would not legitimately do this. I would never do this. Ever. So if someone broke into my home and my dogs attacked them and I was afraid that they were going to get put down, I totally wouldn't chop that person up and bury them in different places all over the province.
Wow.
I would not do that.
Well, I mean, gas is getting expensive and driving all over the place again. Like, that's a lot of effort.
So why would you do that?
Exactly. People that go through for effort
I
to kill people are
totally
fucked.
wouldn't let my dogs eat his flesh and chew his bones.
I really hope you're serious about that one because that's just fucked. It's like, what if you had to scoop that shit? Scoop that poop? What's the saying? Scoop that poop?
My dogs eat raw meat anyways. What's the difference between a fucking...
Yeah, it's just
what's the difference between eating a beef leg and a human
a
leg?
robber leg. I don't know. I guess that's a good question.
Would you ever... I think about this quite frequently lately. I don't know why. I've been having a lot of bad dreams.
About eating people? What kind of people? Like, all jokes
Why
aside,
would I call that a bad dream?
what, like, literally, what race do you think tastes the best of people? Do you think that we would all taste different?
Yeah, probably. I'm thinking like Swedish people, Scandinavian people,
Taste the best?
because they're the healthiest.
Yeah, I bet you might be right.
Yeah, they eat really well. That exposed to very little pollution.
But Polynesians
Clean
have
air.
such thick skin. Like, physically
Yeah, why
thick.
would you want thick skin?
I don't know. I like a thick steak.
That's not skin, that's meat.
Yeah, I
Skin-
guess you
there-
are onto something.
There is no skin on your steak.
No, there's not. You are right. Well, isn't
Like, imagine if you got a chicken with like fucking quarter-inch thick skin. You'd be like, ugh, this is gross.
that's so fucking gross. Oh no. It's like, oh fuck. Yuck.
I think Scandinavians would probably taste really good. And
Some sort of Australians, maybe they're usually pretty fit.
nah, I think Australians have kind of gutter diets too.
What
Kind
about
of,
like South Americans?
uh,
Because I think they eat a lot of superfood like acai and pomegranate.
yeah, they
and shit
probably
like that.
would taste really good.
I don't think they eat a ton of meat. Like,
Yeah. You wouldn't want to eat like,
it's less farm raised anyway.
yeah, you want people who aren't carnivores, basically. You
Right.
want people who err to the side of herbivore. Like a
People that
vegetarian
eat free range chicken.
would be delicious.
Think so?
I bet a vegetarian or a vegan would probably taste the best.
Huh.
For sure.
Vegan.
A vegan. That's it, man. Well, that's it, right? If you're going to be a cannibal, okay, go find me a carnivore that just like runs around and their number one favorite thing to eat is other carnivores. They're out eating herbivores.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't see a lion out just fucking taking down a hyena for a bite to eat. They're like, fuck that. That thing's going to fight me. I'm going to go fucking eat something else.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think lions attack hyenas very often unless they're like, it's a defense sort of
Unless
thing.
they're
or,
getting like a
like, get
fight
the fuck
over
away
food.
from me sort of situation. Yeah.
Yeah, if there's a dead animal and they're fighting over it. Man, that is one of my favorite things that happens at work. How much we talk about animals.
Animal deaths, animal killing.
Oh my God, that's all we chat about. Like African painted dogs. I've made that a pretty good topic of conversation.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about those. Those things are so fucking cool, man.
They are the fucking best. Dude,
They're neat too.
highest success rate of any predators.
You were saying that one tribe was like 90% or whatever?
Yes.
That one pack?
Imagine that. Imagine doing anything in life that you went out and you were successful at it 90% of the time.
Well, I'm 90% successful at what? I'm 90% successful at stuff.
Like what?
I don't know. Don't put me on the spot.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nobody
There's-
is.
Yes, I am. There's got to be fucking something.
Probably not.
I'm trying to think of an example of you. I'm even mentally thinking of, well, every time I go to the grocery store, I get the right groceries. Nope, not even fucking close. Remember to get gas today. No, I fucking forgot that too.
You pretty consistently make a nice salmon.
Dude, I can cook quite well. I'd say as far as meals I'm satisfied with, it's at least 90%, at least.
Well, just think about it. Like, let's put it in more relative terms. So humans hunt.
Yeah.
Find me a human on Earth who's 90% successful hunting. Doesn't exist.
I think there was one point in my life where I probably at least out of every 10 times I cast my fishing rod out, I got a fish 9 out of 10 times.
You think?
Yeah, but they were like fish you can't keep, like rock bass and perch and
Yeah.
stuff. And sometimes I just leave the worm in the water a little longer and let them grab it, So
Yeah, the crazy thing.
maybe
with
not.
these
No, you
wild
know what?
dogs,
It
though-
might have been 1 in 10. What do I
Yeah,
know?
these
What?
wild dogs though, like their strategy is fucking
Yeah.
brilliant. Like I was telling you, I was watching this YouTube video, and this guy breaks it down almost like you would like a football player or a hockey player.
Yeah.
Fucking unreal, man. So smart. Like the way they flank and like
What if those roads weren't there? Because you were saying they use roads as like
that's
fences.
that one specific pack.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they use the roads to have a quick break in the open. And what it is there's heavy brush alongside of the road.
Yeah.
So there'll be like 6 dogs corralling the prey toward the road. And then there'll be like 2 or 3 dogs hidden
Hiding
in the
in the
brush.
bush.
And then so they use it because it's heavy bush on the road. So as soon as the fucking like whatever they're hunting, antelope, whatever, Nia or something.
Yeah.
Remember I was trying to describe one day the African wild dog that climbed out of something's chest
Yes.
while the animal was still alive. It was either Nala or Nia. I can't remember exactly what it's called. But anyways, they'll corral it in, and then 3 of the dogs will just boom jump out, and then the other 6 will catch up real quick, and blah, 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 and like 10 of them will take it down.
That's fucked up.
And they're the kind of animals that eat shit ass first, like fucking savages.
You know how some animals, as soon as they're born, they can like walk within like a minute or less. Sometimes they can walk immediately.
Just
Like
ready to rock and roll.
like some of them, like giraffes and shit. I think they're able to like run around and stuff within like a minute.
Yeah.
Like they're fucking like
Elephants?
Yeah, they're athletic within like mere
Yeah, they're good to
like
go.
seconds. What do you like a very pregnant gazelle, like however long their fucking sementation period is? Or what's that word?
No, insemination is when
No.
they're being impregnated.
Yeah, no, what's that term?
Gestation?
Gestation, that's the word.
Not chestation, just
That one too.
gestation.
What if they're like super, like they're at the end of it, like this baby's pretty much going to be born in the next day or two.
Dude, that happens all the time.
And then they get that pregnant mama gets attacked, and the baby just kind of like gets ripped out and runs away. Not far, because it'll get attacked and taken down too.
Yeah.
But
well,
could that happen?
Even like giraffes and elephants, when they give birth, they're like super shaky.
Oh yeah.
But no, impala babies, like that, like deer animal, like shit like that, wildebeest and stuff, their babies are fucking useless when they come out.
That's what I mean. Well, no, they can walk.
Yeah, but they're weeks before they're quick.
Oh yeah, but they can move right away. They're just
Yeah.
wobbly. They're like Bambi on ice.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So what if Mama Impala
Dude.
or gazelle fucking gets ripped apart by some hyenas, and like the whole fucking uterine wall and everything gets ripped open? The baby falls out like C-section style and tries to run away. Do you think that's ever happened?
Probably. And then
Dude,
they
that's
just
so fucking
and then
wild.
the animals just killed it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It didn't make it far. Let me tell you, man.
Dude, there's lots of fucking, I've seen lots of videos of like lions and shit hunting
Yeah.
and like killing impala as they're giving birth.
Nothing tastes better than an unborn fawn.
Well, it's being born at the time, but sure.
Well, one half tastes good. That's as fresh as it gets. Speaking of gestation versus chestation, you know what I found out yesterday?
What's that?
Remember the 1990s actor? He was like the teen heartthrob for fucking everyone, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah.
Did you know? This is one of those fucking Mandela things to me right now. It fucking tripped me out last night. What's his name?
Freddie Prinze Jr.
What's his middle name? Like the prince. How is that spelled?
Prinze.
What the fuck, man? You knew this too?
Yeah.
I thought it was Freddie Prince, like Prince.
Prince.
I didn't know that until last night.
Yeah.
And I've watched a million Freddie Prinze Jr. movies.
He's
Well,
married to
I've
Sarah,
seen,
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
yeah, I've seen like 2 movies with him in
Yeah.
it, but I've known about him for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. That tripped me out to the point I'm Googling the shit out of it. I'm trying to go back and find like a DVD that I might have. I don't have, but
No.
I might have.
Yeah.
That fucked me right up, man. She's all that. That was him in there.
That's funny. That's not
Rachel Cook? Rachel Lee
I
Cook?
know him from Scooby-Doo. The live-action Scooby-Doo movie.
Oh, yeah? I just knew him because he was in a couple of movies way back in the day. I can't fucking believe that it's Freddie Prinze Jr., not
Yeah.
Prince.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my fuck. I'm telling you, it wrecked my night.
Yeah, that's funny. Do you know what? If I didn't know where you were going with that, I probably would have forgot
Yeah?
and said Prince. But once I got the direction of where this was going, I remembered. I was like, oh, yeah, his name is spelled fucking weird.
No shit, man. It fucked me up so much. I hate those fucking Mandela effect things. Some of them, like, the Berenstain Bears one, it was Berenstein, not Stain.
Man, do you know one thing I don't understand?
Don't fucking argue with me.
Do you ever watch Tim the Tap Man?
No.
So he's a streamer.
I know who it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's a very famous
I've watched him for
streamer.
total, added up, 20 minutes maybe.
So he's pretty funny, but he's been posting YouTube videos of like him reacting and shit lately,
Yeah.
and like,
Ran out of content, had to use someone else's.
oh, he kind of sucks at games.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, so he posted a video, and it was him reacting to Gymkhana. Like, he was like, who?
Like the driving?
Yes.
What
he
the
was
fuck?
like, who's? He didn't know who Ken Block was.
Wow.
He didn't know who Travis Pastrana was. It was like, what?
Like, even if you don't like fully know their career, how do you not know who? Like, Travis Pastrana should be a fucking household name for anyone aged 20 to fucking 40.
Also, isn't Ken Block sponsored by Monster as well?
Is Tim the Tatman sponsored
Yes.
by Monster? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh, there's probably so many people sponsored by it.
that's true.
So who knows?
But Ken Block's probably one of the biggest.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so he was reacting to that, and he was like, oh, like, I couldn't tell if he was like just doing it for content
Yeah.
and pretending he had never seen it,
Yeah.
but he genuinely seemed like he had never seen this before,
Wow.
which is fucked because, and he's like a pretty big car guy, is how he proclaims himself on his channel. But like, Gymkhana is the most car guy thing ever. Like, Everybody loves it.
I don't find it that interesting.
Fucking, it's so good.
Yeah. It doesn't do it
Just
for me
10
personally.
minutes of someone ripping around doing crazy shit in a car. Like, it's cool.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea,
So
personally. Nothing bad to say about it. It's just not recipe for me.
I saw him release. Then he did another like reaction video of him hearing of the Mandela effect for the first time, like 2 weeks ago.
I saw the thumbnail. That actually got popped up in my recommended. I saw that existed.
How do you not know what that is? Like, people have been talking about this for like 5 years right now.
Yeah.
And especially like in those communities, like these online chat forums like Reddit and Twitch and like all these Discord, those kind of places. That's where that shit comes up the most.
Oh, big time.
And I'm just like, dude, are you so fucking out of touch that you're not keeping up on like anything that's kind of like lowbrow humor right now? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah.
Anyway, those fucking
That's my rant
Mandela
on
effects
that.
fuck me right up all the time.
Fucking weird.
Some of them I still can't understand how I went so long without knowing.
I know, right?
Well, it was like you. You thought the word retard was retard.
I know. That was just a spelling error.
But, yeah, okay. That's just
Can you spell retard right now?
R-E-T-A-R-D?
How was I spelling it?
Well, so I think you knew how to spell retard. I think it was the word retarded that you didn't know how to spell. Because you spelled it R-E-T-A-R-T-E-D. Not D-E-D.
Why did I do that?
I don't know.
I'm retarded.
It's like, I saw you do it. You texted me something once. And I'm like, all right. I thought you just like typoed it. So I kind of let it happen. And then you did it again. And I still kind of thought, what the fuck, man? Like, it's the second time he misspelled this word the same way. And I'm like, I don't know. And then the third time, I was like, no, hold on. Back this fucking bus up a second. Beep, beep, beep. This is not fucking, what was that? What the fuck was that just there?
That was a good beep, though.
I was beeping like a dump truck.
Dump truck ass.
I was not fucking having it.
But yeah.
I wrote down that I wanted to tell you a story about...
Don't fucking confuse me with any more
No,
stories.
this one's legit. There's no fucking weird...
I don't trust you.
No, there's no punchline at the end or anything. Well, there might be some punchlines, but it's not like a fucking gotcha moment. This is wholeheartedly true, and it happened to me on the 22nd of December.
Okay.
Because I know where I was and what I was doing.
Sure.
All right?
Like of 2020?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was doing my last bit of Christmas shopping, aka I was buying gift cards and shit at a grocery store.
Yeah.
And buying some like a bunch of sweets and stuff like that. Okay, right before Christmas. I'm in line at the like express checkout, and someone like
Where to? What store?
it was a Sobeys in Halifax in the North End on Windsor Street.
Okay.
Okay.
Continue.
So I'm standing in the express line, and I'm like several people back. I'm probably at least 5 or 6 people back. So like I'm basically in the middle of the concourse or whatever you want to call it, like that fucking main aisleway.
Sure.
I'm standing there, and I noticed some really weird guy. Like he was short as fuck. Like I'd say he was probably less than 5 feet tall, but he was a grown man. In fact, he was old. Like I would have said probably retired old. Like he was into his 60s. Okay.
Sure.
Or at least he appeared to be. He's dressed kind of weird. Like he had like a long, like it was supposed to be a trench coat, or like a winter coat, but it was long like a trench coat.
Yeah.
Really scruffy. Like you could tell this person was definitely poor.
Sure.
Like you know, you could just tell by the way they're dressed, or they have zero. Like they buy their clothes from Goodwill, whatever the case is. Yeah. So I'm standing there minding my own business. Like I'm kind of just scrolling Instagram while I'm standing there.
Of course.
And exactly. And then I just hear this guy going, like I could tell that it was him. I acknowledged that he was behind me in line.
Yeah.
And I hear him going, hey, 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 but loud enough that like I'm like, oh, he can't be talking to me because I'm like right here. He's not going to be yelling like that. And eventually I decide to do the whole, like, ooh, let's see what this guy's looking at. And he doesn't seem to be looking at anyone. He's not looking at me, but he's not looking at anyone. He's just yelling out to the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, okay. So I just kind of like, whatever. This guy's fucking spun like I kind of already thought he was.
Yeah.
Line keeps moving along. And all of a sudden I could hear an old lady talking. And I decided I'm next in line. I'm going to look one more time. And I turn around. There was no old lady. It was him talking. He was the only one in the store not wearing a mask too. Okay, he had it down around his chin, but it was him talking, and he sounded exactly like an old lady. He wasn't that deeper voice. Hey, hey! A minute ago, he was like, "No, look over here. No, we're gonna go stand in line now, sweetheart." Like, and I'm like, okay, this is getting really fucking weird. And while she's ringing up my stuff, like I said, I probably bought about $80 worth of like sweets and stuff because I was giving them for gifts because that's my Christmas shopping.
Sure.
So I buy people boxes of Oreos and stuff.
Yeah.
So I probably buying like $80 worth of shit that she's scanning through, and then I start hearing like these fucking weird cat noises, and I'm like,
It's this guy again.
I'm like, hold on, it's this guy again? I look again, and sure enough, now I can't tell if it's him. His mouth is not moving. He's like a ventriloquist, like fucking Jeff Dunham or something. But I hear a cat fucking, like a cat fight, like two cats scrapping in an alley happening right beside me. And it was this guy. The sound was coming from his face, but the mouth wasn't moving. And then as I'm like, now I'm at the point where I'm paying and these cat noises keep escalating. Like the fight's happening right here. And he's like ready to put his stuff on, the little conveyor belt. And I just hear him, no, someone stepped in a cat's tail. Like now he's like a parrot talking about someone stepping on a cat's tail. Or so, at this point, what the fuck is happening? I'm thinking, this guy's nuts. The lady, the cashier, gives me my receipt, and she's like, "Okay, here you go. Have a good night," or whatever. I'm like, "Yeah, you too." And then I look at him, I look back at her, she looks back at me, and I'm like, "I think you're about to have a really good night," because I knew something was gonna happen. So I'm like self-loading my shit into the cart here because it was express checkout sort of deal. So I'm like loading my shit in and watching him. He's like, "How you doing, honey?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm doing good." He's like, "I didn't talk to you. I'm talking to him." Starts pointing at me. I'm like, "What the fuck, man?" I'm like, okay. And I don't get flustered very often, but I was like, I don't know how to handle the situation. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Anyway, I've been meaning to talk with this guy. The cat impressions sounded like a fucking cat in a fight with another cat.
Dude,
right there.
That's so good.
Here's the incredible
You should
part.
hire him
Yeah, no shit.
for pee-poo with you.
Yes. So I've been meaning to write down to talk, to like tell the story about him, but then I completely forgot. And like now that Christmas is a month and a half ago, like it's been long past out of my mind.
Sure.
I'm gassing up a car for work the other day. Same neighborhood where the gas station's like a block and a half away.
Yeah.
That we go to. I'm pumping the gas. He fucking walks by, looks right at me and says, "Meow." And I'm like, there's no fucking way this guy reminds me. I had to take a triple look. I fucking damn near broke my neck turning 3 times. Like, this guy, he stands there and stares right at me, fucking growling at me. And I didn't know what to do. I just stood there and just smiled. Hi. The guy has this power over me. If he raped me, there's a problem with that. There's a big problem with that.
He isn't the powerful one in that relationship.
Oh, that's the number one worst rape. Being raped by a freaky cat man.
Cat man.
Yeah,
dude.
He's a cat burglar.
Speaking of weird people in the grocery store, I just had a recent incident where I was picking up a rotisserie chicken out of the deli aisle for supper that evening.
Yeah.
And this guy walks by me, and he's rotund. And you know when you just look at someone? And this guy didn't have Down syndrome. But, like, you look at him, and you're like, this guy's not playing with a full deck.
Yeah.
And so he walks by me, and I'm, like, looking at the rotisserie chickens, because, you know, you got to pick a good one.
Oh, yeah.
And
golden skin, not white.
Yeah. He walks by. And I kind of heard him talking to somebody further up in the aisle about the frozen chicken wings he was buying. And he was really excited about these frozen chicken wings. So
I fucking love chicken wings, man. I swear to God.
So this dude walks up to me, and he was like, "Don't get one of those! Get the frozen chicken wings! Guaranteed 18 in a box!" And so I'm like, oh, I was like, man, I gotta get a rotisserie chicken. Like, my wife will kill me if I don't bring home a rotisserie chicken. And he was just like, she needs chicken wings. And he was so ecstatic on these chicken wings. So he kept walking along, and he was wearing Beats, which was even funnier. Red Beats by Dre. And he was telling
Everyone.
everyone who would listen, he was telling about these chicken wings. And kind of a similar situation, for whatever reason, he kept staring me down a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say I was getting weirded out, because like he was very non-threatening, like he wasn't going to do anything. But he was just being a little odd. So then I'm leaving, okay? So he's gone on a little bit in front of me. I still had a couple other things to pick up, so I go and pick up my shit. He's long gone. I get up to the cash. So this was at the Sobeys up on my house.
Yeah.
So this is like a subdivision type area. So
There's a lot of skids that go to that Sobeys, though.
oh, dude, that's a scary spot.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I walk in there and I'm like, this might be the last day for me.
Sobeys is like a grocery store for anyone
Yeah.
that doesn't know, that doesn't live in it.
Oh no, but dude, there's a No Frills and a Dollarama up the road.
Oh, those are skittish.
Those are sketch.
Oh, yeah. I would never step foot in them.
No. Anyway, so I get all my stuff, I go through the cash, and I go out and I get my car. And as I'm driving out, so you have to drive through the parking lot, and then there's like almost like a little laneway
Yeah.
to go pull back out on the main road, which is grassed on either side. The dude is just standing on the corner with his bags on the ground, just holding the box of chicken wings. Dude, this is only a couple of weeks ago. It's fucking cold out.
Just like staring at it like he found the Holy Grail.
And as my car, there's no way he knew that was me in the car. And as I'm pulled by in the car, he just holds up the chicken wings and looks at me like, the fucking chicken wings.
Were they on sale or anything?
They were. They were. He kept saying, they're $6.99.
Guaranteed 18 in a box.
Yeah, it was fucking great. And this, yeah, he found his love.
Be
I was a
honest,
little
though.
jealous.
Did you kind of want those chicken wings?
Oh, so bad, dude.
The chicken wing company needs to hire this guy.
Oh, totally, man. He was literally just walking around the store telling everybody, anybody.
Did he look like he shit himself at least once or twice in his life?
He looked like he shit himself every day. Once a week. At least. Oh, poor fucker. I wonder what he was listening to in the headphones.
So if you could guess,
Yeah.
what do you think his name was? First name.
Oh, Donald.
You think he's a Donald?
He's definitely a Donald. He's a
Does he go by Donald, Don, or Donnie?
Don. No, Donnie.
Donnie?
He's a Donnie or a Mikey. One time, I got another grocery store. Dude, I was going to the fucking bakery. I would have been like 20 at the time, and I was going to a birthday party for a friend. And it was like me and like one of the girls I was hanging out with. And we were picking them up a birthday cake. And we're like, oh, this will be funny. Like, we'll get the lady at the bakery to write on the birthday cake for us. Like, that'll be a cool little thing. We're in our 20s. No one gets a cake with anything written on it anymore. That's the thing you get when you're a kid.
Yep.
So his name was Michael. But what we used to do to agitate him is we'd call him Mikey. Because he didn't like being called Mikey. So we got the lady to write on the cake. We're like, yeah, happy birthday, Mike. Or happy birthday, Mikey. And she was like, give it to Mikey. He'll eat anything. I was like, what the fuck? It's like, where did that come from?
Oh.
It was fucking hilarious.
That was it?
Yeah, that was
Oh, man. I thought for sure they were going to write, like, Mike wrong. They were going to write Mickey. Or, like...
Oh, dude. The amount of...
Or milk or something. Milky. I don't know. I for sure thought that's where that story was going.
Dude, I loved work. I worked in a grocery store before. That was one of my favorite
What
jobs.
section?
Stock.
Really?
But
You would be.
sometimes I got
You know who else works stock? Mikey's and Donnie's.
Sometimes I used to go up and like when I would work overnights, I'd help with produce and bakery.
Yeah.
So the way it was, there was like a alleyway between the produce and bakery sections, and they were like raised up off the main grocery floor. And what the produce and bakery sections used to do, they used to fucking fill up latex gloves with water, fucking throw them at each other across like
Sure.
this alleyway that was going up. It was fucking hilarious. So much fun. We used to get drunk at night shift, and it was awesome.
I used to love slapping people in the face with gloves filled with water.
Oh, dude, it is so fucking great.
I hit someone in the face one time with a big fish fillet too. That was fucked.
I hit someone in the face with a rubber shark once.
A rubber shark.
Yeah, in Halifax Airport.
Really?
Yeah, I was 16.
Why did? Hold on. Wait a second. You're in the airport
Yeah.
with a rubber shark,
Yes.
and you hit someone.
Yeah, my friend Jana. Right in
All
the
right.
face.
So I'm curious about why you had a rubber shark in an airport, where you got a rubber shark, why you decided that it needed to be accessible in an airport, and what led to you hitting someone with the rubber shark.
Real quick, easy answers. There was a gift shop and it had a rubber shark in it. Rubber shark was about 3.5 feet long, maybe.
That's a
Pretty
big
long.
rubber shark.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's still there, but
I think there's some sharks that are smaller than that.
yeah, there used to be 3 feet. Let's call it 3 feet.
Okay.
So I can't remember if it's still there, but at one point in time, there was a fountain in the Halifax airport. Like a fountain, like a little.
I know what a fountain is. Yeah, there's
You
still
know?
one there.
Okay. So,
I don't think it has water in it anymore, but I know where you mean.
Yeah, so in 2006 it did. So I saw the fountain, and then I saw the gift shop with the shark in it, and
Yeah.
I went and bought the shark. So I was like, it would be funny to put it in the fountain. I was 16. I was up on a work trip. I was like, this will be fun. A work trip for like this stupid summer.
I
camp
didn't
where
know that
sharks
the
can't
grocery
be.
store stock department had work trips.
No, this was when I worked. I worked with Parks Canada in the summer.
Oh, okay.
So I went and bought the shark, and I was like, oh, this would be funny. So then I put it in the little fountain, and I was like swimming around the shark and just being a fucking 16-year-old idiot kid without adult supervision. And then my friend Jana walked over, and she's this tiny, cute little girl. And she's like, what are you doing? And I was like, and I just picked up the shark and slapped her in the face with it. I don't know why. I have no idea to this day why I did that. It just seemed like a really funny thing to do. And it got big laughs.
Well, that's a win, I guess. That was the fucking gayest story I think I've ever fucking heard.
Dude, it was deliberate to the point when I slapped her in the face.
Really?
Yeah, because I knew I wanted the shark. I knew the reason I wanted to buy the shark was to put it in the little fountain. Because
So where's the shark now?
oh, no idea.
Did you end up bringing it back to Newfoundland with you?
Yeah, I put it in my book bag and brought it on the plane. It was a carry-on.
The shark.
I was just like chilling with the shark the whole trip home.
That's so fucking lame.
Yeah,
Oh
that shark stuck around for a lot of parties too, actually. I
Really?
don't know when that shark went. I would love to know what happened to that shark now, to be honest with you. I think something. So I would have this summer job for like 4 or 5 summers in a row. And it was always a bunch of people like ages 16 to 21. So like the parties were just fucking endless all summer. Party. That's all you fucking did. And I remember that shark getting bounced around. So like I would show up with it somewhere at a party with all these people because it was like a running gag.
Yeah.
Like people were always getting fucking
I've
slapped
done this
the
with a
shark.
lawn gnome.
Yeah. So the shark would show up, but I might not leave with the shark.
And then you go to another party and it's just at their house.
And then the shark just shows up.
Yeah.
And I think when the summer was over that year, I ended up with the shark at the end of the summer and brought it home. Then I brought it back to a party, and I don't really remember what happened to it beyond there.
I got adopted into my circle of friends once upon a time with a lawn gnome.
Yeah?
The lawn gnome was always at a party, but it was always at a different house.
Yeah. It's like it was kind of like a mystery. Like the person who got it there knew how it got there.
Yeah.
But nobody really else knew how it got there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a running gag that we did too. Fuck, I forgot all about that. Thank God you had your shark story.
Yeah, it's kind of
It's
like
a memory I didn't know I needed.
yeah, you know how you have like that group of friends and your buddy always leaves with the ugly fat chick, but no
Yep.
one ever really talks about it, but it's always a mystery how he ends up at our house every morning?
In this case, it's a shark.
Yeah,
Shark gnome.
that's it.
I wonder if shark gnomes are a real thing.
A shark gnome would be very cool.
Yeah, anyway. That was a fucking retarded episode.
God, dude, this
A lot
is
of
just
rape talk.
rambling bullshit.
You can find us on Instagram. Send us some dick pics or something. Find us on Instagram at Dudes Talking Shit. You can find Ryan on Instagram at Drunk Ryan. Find Travis on Instagram at
TFan23.
Send him your shark pics.
Later, shitheads.